Thank everybody for tuning into a special edition of Steel City Sports World. I'm your host, Luther Dupree, joined as always my man Kelly Russell, the political assassin, Smoking Jim Frazier, and we have to give a shout out to Mike Migliore. Couldn't make it today. A little under the weather, but I don't know if it was the Pens losing that's hurting them, but Mike, get better. It's not the same without you out here, so make sure you get well and be here for our next show, man. That being said, we got our Steel City news. Kelly, what you got on your mind?
Just a real quick couple you deserves credits. Just wanted to say thank you again to all the honorees, the attendees, and guests who attended the first annual Steel City Sports World Banquet back in May. Great time held by all. Great event planned by Mr. Luther Dupree here. Deserves a lot of credit for that. It's always good to see your dream come true.
All right.
All right. Oh, I got one more.
All right.
It's June, which means it's graduation season. So I want to say congratulations to the class of 2013, whether you're graduating on the high school or collegiate level. Congratulations and best of luck in your future endeavors.
Okay. All right, short and sweet. And now we got my man Smoking Jim Frazier. Before we do that, we have to put a disclaimer out. The words you're about to hear, Smoking Jim's alone, doesn't reflect my opinion. Kelly's, anybody else you're going to hear tonight?
No.
That being said, Smoking Jim Frazier, it's all yours.
Hey, thanks, Lou. Hey, I think the little redhead Mexican's going to knock Floyd Mayweather Jr. out. Hey, listen, Jerry Quarry must have had a second home in Cancun because the little redheaded Mexican looks more like Jerry Quarry than Irish Mickey Ward. Hey, the city of Pittsburgh hasn't had a parade since Hines Ward won Dancing with the Stars. It looks like Boston's going to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't think the Pirates are going to give us a parade. And the Steelers, when they're not driving drunk through the South Side, they're getting stabbed. Speaking of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Big Ben Roethlisberger is one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, and he's never had a good offensive line. Max Starks now with the San Diego Chargers and double dating with Manti Te'o. Steelers finally got rid of Holden Willie Colon. Listen, Holden Willie, if he'd hug his wife the way he hugs every defensive lineman, he'd have 20 kids. And then they replaced Holden Willie with Ramon Foster. Ramon Foster got the mobility of the son of Frankenstein. Hey, listen, this ain't the life of the living dead. Coach Tomlin, quit trying to be Lazarus. And then 350-pound Marcus Gilbert is fat, slow, lazy, sloppy, and out of shape. The only reason he's the starting right offensive tackle is because he loves Ben Roethlisberger. At 350 pounds, he loves anything with burger in it. Hey, listen, Mike Adams, before he got stabbed, was softer than a Dairy Queen ice cream cone. Now he's been stabbed in the soft underbelly. He's going to be half worthless. If I'm Big Ben, I'm suing the Pittsburgh Steelers for lack of support.
Wow, and that's why we put the disclaimer out there for Smoking Jim Frazier.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All
right, way to start it. Number to call, 412-231-2288. We have some special guests in the house, but before we do that, organization I've recently been a part of, and we actually awarded the founder, George Spencer. He wasn't able to make it, but he sent Mr. Bay. We got some great things planned coming up this month. Floor is yours. Just tell the viewing audience your name and what we have coming up with Mad Dads.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. My name is Ernest Bay. I'm with Mad Dads of Greater Pittsburgh. And Mad Dads is an acronym for Men Against Destruction, Defending Against Drugs and Social Disorders. Now, that's a mouthful, but basically, we're fathers in the community.
Right.
Trying to get our arms around young folk to, try to, to let them not to make the mistakes we have, And with that being said, we are now 7 years into our annual Father's Day celebration.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Weeks away.
And what we do on that day at the Port Authority lot over in Wilkinsburg, and that's where our chapter is located, but the community is invited. But over in Wilkinsburg on Center and Whitney is where we'll be having our celebration. And on that particular day, we'll have anywhere from 150 to 200 children coming through, young men and women and their parents. And we really have a push this year to, as usual, getting the fathers involved, coming down to the event. And we have a lot of games. We have, as it says on the flyers, we have line dancing this year. We have always food and prizes. And of course, I got to say, our tug of war is usually at the end of the program, is usually the highlight.
There you go.
Let me just say this to the young folk, if they're watching, we're 7 years in, winning the tug of war event.
Undefeated.
And undefeated. And they're going to try to get us again this year, but the old guys, we're going to come through again, But look, it's a great event, and we're really trying to, recruit. We're in a recruiting mode. So anyone who's interested in more information with Mad Dads, we have some information I'll leave with you, but it's www.maddadsofgreaterpittsburgh.org. And we have, many needs, but right now we need men, we need fathers who could, help us do one of our signature pieces, which is street patrols.
Right,
and, 3 to 4 times a month, we'll go out to various parts of Pittsburgh and, when the residents see some activity that's unwarranted, we'll come and, and speak to the residents and see what we could do to probably help, in that area.
That's awesome.
And,
Yeah, definitely.
And so for 7 years, we've been, doing the street patrol as well, and we really, have been received well, and our consistency have paid off. We're known in the Wilkinsburg community especially, but throughout Greater Pittsburgh, we're really making a push, and we need more, men to fulfill the needs that we aspire to.
Okay.
Wilkinsburg needs some street patrol.
Yeah. And one more time, give us the date and the place again for.
All right, that's the Wilkinsburg Park and Ride. The date is June 15th, the Mad Dads Fatherhood Celebration, and that's from noon to 4. Okay. So that's June 15th. All is invited. We have a great time. So anyone who's interested, contact Mad Dads of Greater Pittsburgh. Let me give you this. I'll leave this flyer with you with the information about the numbers. But thanks for having me again, and
always a pleasure.
On with the show.
Okay. All right.
So
hey, once again, make sure that you guys go out there and support all the men, all the dads. Go to the website, get involved. Everybody knows what's happening in the community. We need to make a change for the better. So make sure you do that. We do have a special caller. It looks like we have a caller on hold. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
Hello, Luther, it's Claudio.
Hey, what's up, Claudio?
Hey,
How you
Claudio.
doing?
Jim, Kelly, how are you guys?
Good, yourself?
Right.
I'm doing good. Thank God. No complaints. And Kelly, I want to follow up with what you said, too. That banquet, which I was very lucky to be a part of. I appreciate Luther asking me to be a part of it. It was a great night, and met some great people. And as I told Luther, anything I can do upcoming years to make it even better, I would love to be a part of it. So I appreciate you asking me to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah, definitely, Claudio.
It's always good to have you around.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Claudio, now you have some things going on as well.
Yes, July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Christian Sports International will be conducting a baseball hitting instruction camp for Urban Impact on the north side. It's right by Allegheny General. They have a field nearby there, and the instructors will be myself, Sid Bream, former Pirate, and also former Cleveland Indian and TV show host Tom McGuff.
Okay.
And, obviously we'll be talking about baseball, and 99% of it will be about hitting as far as baseball is concerned. But then we also talk to the kids about, having dreams, having goals, and then going after those dreams and goals. And I'll be telling my story, Sid will be telling his story, and Tom will be telling his. And again, the word impact. Jim Valvano used to say that that was his favorite word in the dictionary was impact. And if you can have impact on somebody's life, boy, that's quite a thing, and that's something that was always important to me. So, we want to get the word out about the camp, and it's free to anybody who's involved with the organization of Urban Impact, and like I said, it'll be a good camp, and it'll be a lot of fun. But it won't be just about baseball; it never is, and I'm sure the kids will like it.
Okay.
Give us those dates again, Claudio.
I'm sorry,
Give us the date again.
July 22nd. 23rd and 24th.
Okay, the Pirates should be out of it by then.
You know what? They've lost 5 out of their past 6. The bullpen's wearing out. I don't know, Jim. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping they keep it up. But I hope they keep playing well. But the past 5-6 games, some of them were heartbreakers. what you hope doesn't happen is what happened the past couple of years, where the pitching was good and the hitting wasn't, and then when the hitting got good, the pitching wasn't good. So you hope that doesn't happen. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens.
Ain't nothing wrong with being in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Well, last year, as you said, they had the biggest collapse
in history
after 108 games. So hopefully they won't do it again this year.
Well,
but like Dave Littlefield used to say, hope is not a strategy.
And it's only fitting we talk Pirates, and Sid Bream is coming to the coming to the camp.
with all that,
Hasn't been the
breakaway
same.
speed.
Hasn't been the same since he slid into home.
October 14th, 1992. And I remember writing down on a piece of paper, my dad and I were watching that game, and it was 5 outs left. So I scratch out the 5, scratch out the 4, and obviously I didn't get to scratch out the other outs.
The rest.
And I teased it all the time. I said, Sid's a great guy. He was a great hitter. But Sid, forgive me if you hear this, but if Sid raced against a pregnant woman, he would finish third. and he beat that throw.
I think you've been hanging around Smoking Jim a little too much, Claudio.
Hey, well, we got to also mention, Barnes' throw, but Chico Lean's error earlier in that inning, too.
I'm going to go well, yeah, that was a fluke because he had great hands. But I'm even going to go before that. And I want to say that they had Wakefield, and I think they had Bob Walk warming up in the bullpen. Well, when Belinda came in to pitch, everybody used to think that, he would be a great reliever because he was sidearm. But the thing about Belinda was he threw hard, and his ball didn't have time to sink like a Kent Tekulve's. So his ball would stay flat. And then when, what was the guy's name? I should know it. Not Cabrera. Was it Cabrera? I forgot the guy's name who got the big hit so many years ago.
Was it Alejandro Pena?
No, he was a pitcher.
Oh, no, that's
Nobody
right, that's right.
here was born in
No.
92.
I don't know, Claudio. You're bringing back bad memories, man. We're on a natural high, man.
A fastball straight. I think it was Cabrera. I could be wrong, but it was a straight fastball, and he lined it to left field, and it was a timing thing, and his timing was right on it. And but I thought that was more important, bringing in Belinda, which I think was an incorrect thing to do. If you remember, Wakefield was tough to hit. I mean, when you have a knuckleball guy who's hot, boy, you got to ride him. And then you had a veteran like Bob Walk, who I'm pretty sure was warming up in the bullpen. Instead, they bring in Belinda, and the rest is history. And Sid's still making a name for himself on that.
Hey, Claudio, man, definitely appreciate the call. We have a couple more calls and some special guests in the house, but we look forward to having you here next month, Claudio. Once again, thanks for your help.
Thank you very much. And again, July 22nd to the 24th, Urban Impact baseball camp hosted by Christian Sports International.
Okay. All right,
Thanks,
Claudio.
Claudio.
All right, Claudio.
Guys, talk to you soon.
All right. And, we do have some special guests. And we just had this banquet, a couple weeks ago, great, successful event. But it wasn't the same. We had a couple, including 3 that are here today, that couldn't make it due to AAU and other, other things they had to do. But they had come on the show, and we're happy to have them. First, I want to do the dynamic duo, Ryan and Colin Luther. They got a great last name, by the way. I don't think I heard a last name that smooth forever. But definitely, thank you guys. And also, Geno Thorpe definitely gave him the WPIAL Offensive Player of the Year, going to Penn State. I want to thank all you guys for coming on, man. Again, the number to call, 231-2288. You guys actually get to do something the kids at the banquet didn't get to do. You get to take phone calls from the Steel City callers. So make sure you hit them up with some questions. But first, I want to talk to the Ryan and Colin. Just talk about this season. I mean, changed sections and you guys still did put in a lot of work. Ryan averaged 21 points a game. Just talk about this season. I know you guys came up short, didn't reach your goal. Just talk a little bit about the season.
I know coming into this year, a lot of people, I always got the question, like, oh, you're moving up to Quad A, like, tough section. And we knew that we could be pretty good. We just had to play hard every game and do what we needed to do, practice hard. But came up short again to the same team. But overall, I thought it was a good season, so looking to build on that next year.
Yeah, like he said, I mean,
So it's for the viewing audience, tell the viewing audience, your name. Cause
Sorry, I'm Ryan Luther, and
All right.
my twin brother, Colin Luther.
All right.
So, but like he said, coming into the year, we knew we were all excited because moving up to tougher quad A, tougher section, and more like local kids around the area. So, as long as we worked hard, we thought we would be successful, and so we made it in the playoffs, made another good playoff run, but we lost to a great team in Newcastle. So, see if we can get it done next year.
What was the difference moving up? Was there really a big difference, or what would you say was the difference?
I mean, definitely there was maybe a little bit of, definitely a lot of strength, and everyone is a little bit bigger skulls, but when it came down to it, it's still playing basketball, so.
Okay.
I think the difference was in AAA in our section especially, there's like nights off where you could maybe not play your best and still, no disrespect to other teams, but there's nights off that you didn't have to play your best and you could still win, but in the section we moves into, like, there's no nights off. You either play, whether you play Shaler and Geno or Newcastle, you still have to play good enough to win. And if you were off or weren't focused one night, then you could lose. So.
Was one of the factors moving up from AAA this year to Quad A is because that powerhouse Gateway team had graduated?
I don't know, maybe, but I guess that had something to do with our number of freshman class, but maybe.
Pay him no mind. But to go along with your section, the fact that 4 teams from your section made the Final Four,
Right.
that right there, and Seneca Valley was no slouch. Outside of who, I want to know one-on-one, or who's the toughest player to guard in your section?
In my section this year?
Mm-hmm.
Probably Geno sitting right next to me.
Yeah. I can buy that.
Yeah, Gateway remembers that, right?
Yeah, very well. Yeah, give the mic to Geno real quick. Let's talk about, oh, that's right, Geno's got his own mic. Let's talk to Geno Thorpe. Last year, and unfortunately, your team may have not been good as this year as it was last year, but single-handedly put on one of the greatest performances in PIAA basketball history, destroying Gateway in the second round. Talk about that game and what it was like to just throttle Gateway, especially without one of your big guns there, J.P. Holtz.
Well, I mean, we knew going into the game it was going to be a tough game. I mean, Tyler Scott's a good player, so is Barnett. And, we knew going in we had a game plan, and I mean, we stuck to it. I played pretty well, and then we ended up with the win.
Yeah, he played more than well.
Yeah, he had a nice highlight dunk that game,
yeah.
man. Smoking Jim.
Barnett got frustrated, didn't play.
Are you related to the Thorpes from Fox Chapel?
Yes, I
Yeah,
am.
they was
Carrington Vaughn and Trey.
Yeah, they were some
Okay.
living legends. I know one went to Tuskegee, was tough. They were all tough.
Hey, you know what? We do have a phone call. We have some clips we want to run, but first, let's take this phone call. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from. Say your name, where you're calling from. Is there a call on air?
Yes. Am I live?
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
sir.
live. Yeah, say your name, where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Cape Canaveral, Florida.
Okay.
All right.
All right, all right.
I have a question for Geno.
Okay.
I played basketball with his dad, and I just want to know, does he think he's a better shooter than his father was?
Well, Dad, I noticed you by your voice, and no, I do not think you were a better shooter than me in high school.
This is Gene Thorpe. I just want to say I'm one of my son's biggest fans. I'm proud of him, and I wanted to be one of the first callers to call in and just wish him the best. I'm a big Penn State fan now. I'm an even bigger Penn State fan now, and I just hope he has a super freshman year next year. And I don't even know if a lot of people know this, but he was voted MVP in the Mary Klein Classic in Philadelphia this past weekend, which is a very prestigious all-star game. And I don't even know, I didn't see it in any Pittsburgh papers, but I just wanted to let Pittsburgh know that there was a lot of great basketball players there, and he was voted MVP. And again, I'm just proud of him. I wish him the best. I love him. I can't wait till he comes down here. We can celebrate his graduation. And good luck. Thanks for having me.
Love
and
you
you
too,
guys, go ahead.
He didn't hear you
He
say
didn't
that
hear you.
yet.
I said I love you too.
All right. Hey, I'm trying to get you guys online. You need to fix your streaming. I can't get it.
All right.
All right,
Hey,
sorry about that, Mr.
yeah,
Thorpe.
technical difficulties. We'll get that stream up and running. Okay. Hey, thanks for the call.
Okay, good luck. Talk to you, G.
Now, that tournament, I heard you had a lot of support from Penn State fans. There, like every time you touched the ball, they were going crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, once I arrived, I got in the gym and we had to get our uniforms and, I mean, we had a photo shoot and stuff like that. And, I mean, as soon as I walked in, I saw about 30 Penn State fans.
Wow.
All
Okay.
dressed in Penn State basketball attire. And they came up to me and supported me, showed me their love, and told me they wanted to take pictures with me after the game. And, I mean, I was just thankful they came to support me.
Yeah.
Who were some of the players who also played in the game?
Well, top players in the state like Rasheed Jordan,
Okay.
Brandon
That name.
Austin, kids all over the country. I mean, Jaron Cena, Karan Iverson. I mean, there were a lot of great players.
Wow.
Okay.
And you got MVP.
MVP,
Congratulations.
there you go.
Holding down for Western PA.
All right. Let's get this phone call, and then we have some clips of Geno as well. Say your name where you're calling from, please.
This is Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
What's
Hey,
going
what's
on?
up, fella? Sorry I couldn't make it to your banquet. I had work on that day.
Oh, okay. Hey, man, we'll be there next year.
Okay. Just a couple of things I want to say. Following high school basketball, congratulations to the guys. They're the Luther twins. I'm a twin myself, so I know how it is to be a twin. Congratulations to the Luther twins.
I think
Yeah,
we
lost.
So good luck to when you get to Penn State.
Your phone's
Yeah,
breaking
breaking
I
up,
think
Sean.
you
Sean.
break it up a little bit, Sean.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
now I
hear
can
you now.
hear you.
Yes, sir.
First thing, I just wanted to say congratulations to all three of the individuals up there, the Luther twins. I'm a twin myself, so I know how it is to be a twin. I know y'all probably fight a lot, but nobody can come in between y'all. And also, congratulations to Geno. I'm a Penn State alum. When I was up school, the team wasn't good, but my final year, they made it to the Sweet 16 when they upset at North Carolina with Julius Pepper and Ronald Curry on that team.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that. I
Boys.
remember that.
So, and they lost to Temple in the Sweet 16 that year. So, good luck to you up at Penn State. I hope they recruit more Pennsylvania players because when I was up there, they never recruited anybody from Philly or the Pittsburgh area for basketball.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I just wanted to throw that out there for those guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Luther, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What is your take on baseball with now they're trusting a known drug supplier? They may use his evidence to bring down A-Rod, Ryan Braun, and other players in regards to PEDs.
Wow. I think just getting caught now, you have to be a dumb player. I mean, because they're testing like crazy. They're looking, especially Ryan Braun. I mean, he was caught before. They was just looking for a chance to get him. This whole steroid era is terrible. But I think, all the guys who played before, the Barnes, the Clemens, they all should be Hall of Famers, regardless of what they did. But from this point on, you just got to put them in a separate era. But it's just making baseball look bad. I mean, I was a baseball player as well, Sean, so it hurts me to see the game taking these type of hits. I'm just trying to figure out what they're going to do. They're going to pull these guys out middle of the season, 20 games for something like this. I think it's misguided. They should have done it at the beginning of the year. But that's the era we're living in, man. Baseball, they let it go in the past. Now they're trying to do everything they can to try to clean up the image. So just real disappointing, man. And A-Rod is just the biggest joke right now. The Yankees want to get rid of him. They're probably licking their fingers to see how they can void his contract because of all the steroid use. But, it looks like he's still going to get his $20 million a year. So disappointed. What's your thoughts on it, Sean?
I think baseball is a joke. It's funny how in '98 they used the steroids of Sosa and McGuire to bring the game back after the '94 strike, and now all of a sudden they're trying to police everything. they know what was going on with these players with PEDs and everything like that. I think they should work with the players behind the closed doors instead of letting things leak out, because I know if I was a player or if I was an attorney representing a player, the first thing I would say is, how can we know if this guy is true or not, what he's giving out? That's like Victor Conti with the Balco case. He snitched on everybody, but I think he didn't snitch on Barry Bonds. So it's just a touchy situation. It's just, to me, baseball is a joke, and this is just another way of them showing how much of a joke baseball is.
That's true.
Sean, let me add on to that. Also, the fact that it's 2013 and baseball still feels it needs a human element in returns of the game, where they feel that replay can't be utilized to make the game better. It's 2013, not 1953. Get with the times. It's like baseball's trying to hold on to what it once was, and unfortunately, especially with the generation of today, a lot of kids didn't grow up playing baseball like they did. You got a bunch of old guys running baseball who, unfortunately, when they were young, baseball was the national pastime, and they're trying to still hold on to that national pastime in their 70s and 80s. Meanwhile, today's generation is like, well, I want to play baseball.
I don't like to replay either. So.
Big surprise. Hey,
I
Sean.
got one more thing. Tomorrow starts the NBA Finals. I want to ask the question to the Luther, the Twins, and Geno as well, including you guys on the panel. Heat or the Spurs, who you got? I would like the Spurs to win because of DeJuan Blair being a Pittsburgh guy.
Is he going to? I'd like to see him play. Is what I'd like to see him. No. I mean, DeJuan Blair, we had him here so many times. He's one of our favorite players. I would like to see him play. Only time I see him is when he's clapping on the sidelines. Put him in the game. I hope he plays, City League, winning a championship. But I have to go with the Heat. But I would like to see him play, definitely. So you're going with the Spurs, Sean?
Yeah, because of that, and I always respected Duncan. When the Spurs won their first championship, I was on an internship in Austin, Texas, and I'm still mad that I didn't go to the parade. I was in San Antonio when they won it. I just missed the parade, but I've always been a fan of the Spurs since then, and I always respect Tim Duncan's game.
Okay.
Well, Tim Duncan's wife don't respect his game, but hey, Sean, I think the Heat is going to win. Basketball is the one sport where you can get to the referees. It's proven, and everybody wants the Miami Heat to win. Heat wins in 7.
Okay.
Hey, Smoking Jim, I got one quick thing for you.
Yes, sir.
Gateway's track team. You didn't say nothing about their boys' track team.
Well,
they have a state champion in 100, a 4x1 state champion. One of the top football recruits in the country, Monte Nicholson, finished second in 100 hurdles. You ain't say nothing about the track team. You always talk about the football and the basketball. Why don't you give their track team no love? They finished overall second in the state's team standings.
Well, one thing at Gateway, they make you run track because you really don't have to go to class. You can just play football. But all of them are football players, and Gateway's going to be loaded this year. Nicholson's already been picked to play in the All-American game in San Antonio, Texas. So right now we're trying to get him to commit to Temple University, a team that's on the rise right now.
Hey, Sean, and also, I'm going to say it early, Smoking Jim is going to make another wrong prediction and say Gateway's going to win it. So there's this wrong prediction already for 2013. Hey, Sean, thanks for the call. I do want to throw that question to you.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Sean. Right.
What do you guys think about the NBA Finals coming up? And also, well, I answered that one first. I got one more for you.
I mean, I would like to see the Spurs win, but I think the Heat are going to get it done.
Why though? Why would you like the Spurs to win?
I thought the Spurs were going to win the finals if the Pacers would have got past the Heat, but they didn't. I think LeBron's on a mission, and he's not going to stop until he gets his next ring.
Okay.
I definitely think the Heat are going to win. I feel like it's his league now, best player in the league. And I don't think, like Geno said, I don't think anyone's going to stop him this year, especially what he did in the Pacers series. Okay. He did without D Wade pretty much, and I don't know what Bosch was doing, but he won those games by himself.
He was faking injuries.
Yeah. All right, definitely Heat.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely think it's going to be a good series, but like you said, it's LeBron all the way. I mean, I'm a huge LeBron fan. I mean, I do like the Spurs, and I like how they're old and with class and stuff, but I don't think anyone's going to beat the Heat.
This is the best guest we ever had.
Oh, man, they're going to take your job, Smoking Jim.
You're going to want them to
We'll have
transfer
put
the
a
gateway
disclaimer.
next.
Hey, now there was a question brought up about baseball. You are some of the top athletes, in the state. Did you guys play baseball? And
I mean, I played baseball when I was younger.
why'd you stop?
I stopped mainly because, I realized that I was playing basketball, and once I started getting to the level I was at, I realized that I needed to put more time in to get where I wanted to go. And I just had to give up the sport, but I did love it. I loved playing baseball. I was a second baseman.
Okay.
All these guys are well spoken.
Yeah, man. About the Luthers, did you guys play any baseball?
Yes, I played baseball up until about like 7th grade. I was lefty, so I was lefty pitcher.
Ooh, that's money.
Yeah, that's what my dad said. He's still bugging me. Like, you should try out
play
for the
some
team.
baseball.
You should play next year. I'm like, no. I think the main reason I didn't play is because it's during the summer, and that's when AAU basketball is. And
See, that's what it is. Yeah.
the spring too is when AAU basketball season, and it's just like, I don't know, I think it's kind of boring and time consuming. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
My sport, man.
Yeah, I mean, I played obviously baseball the same amount of time as Colin, but coming up, we'd go to a lot of all-star tournaments like every weekend, and it kind of just not got tired of it, but you finally realize that other sports like basketball or football are a lot more like entertaining and fun to watch, and it's like what you watch on TV. I mean, I wasn't really much of a baseball guy, so.
Wow.
It's all right.
That hurts. That hurts. But I think that's the problem with baseball. You look at these other sports; they market their players better as well. You know what I mean? The LeBrons, the Kobes. In football, you got your Mannings, the Bradys. You know what I mean? In baseball, who do you really have that's
Pedro?
You know what I mean? Pittsburgh got one of the best young players, and they don't even market him here. Andrew McCutcheon. You rarely see much he's doing. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to find out from you guys why baseball wasn't. I mean, do you guys have friends that are playing baseball? Everybody's focused. Here's what I see. We work with a lot of young kids. They found one sport and they do it all, especially basketball. Everybody's going to the NBAers, so they're playing in the fall. Then it comes the summer. Nothing else is AAU all the way around. So it's like you don't have time to play anything else.
Specialized.
You know what I mean? Everything is specialized. I mean, is that what you guys have seen? So many people are just focusing on one sport.
I think in this time era, I think it's important to focus on one sport. I mean, if you look at the guys who are at the level they're at, they put a lot of time in. And if you don't put your time in, you'll get past
When
that.
did you start focusing just on basketball? I mean, mainly on basketball.
I think it was 8th grade. I probably started taking basketball serious, and I put it in front of me, and I made it my main priority. So I was young when I started.
Okay. What you guys?
I didn't put basketball as like my main focus until, well, not my main focus, my sole focus is until like 2 months ago. So I played football from when I was till I was like 7 until I decided 2 months ago not to play.
What position?
I played like a tight end, wide receiver type, and then like outside linebacker. But I feel like back to the baseball thing. I feel like baseball is like a sport where it's more skilled than less like pure athleticism like basketball and football are. And if you don't practice baseball every day, then you're not going to be good enough at it.
Good point.
Yeah, like you said, we just recently decided to focus on basketball, but I think a lot of it is today, like all the coaches nowadays want you almost all year round. It's so hard to, do both sports and make both coaches happy, and, not just do like a half effort. If you really want to get your full potential in that sport, you kind of need to dedicate all your time to that. So.
I know the football coach was mad. Football coach is mad. Hey, but let's jump to the phone lines. Caller, say your name where you're calling from. Caller, say your name where you're calling from.
This is LD from Point Breeze.
Hey, LD!
What's going on, LD?
I just have a question. I didn't listen to some of the show, but I think the Heat are going to win the championship in 5 games.
Five games, just like repeated last year. Okay.
I got them winning in 7, LD, so I'm right with you, brother.
So you got them winning at least 2 in San Antonio. You know they go there for 3 straight games, 2-3-2 format.
Right. I just think they have too much ability, athletic ability, and intelligence on defense.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, all right. I'm not.
You didn't
going
mention
out.
nothing about the coach, huh, LD?
See,
They ain't gonna out-coach nobody.
I'm about to say, I'll take Pop.
That's the one area that the Spurs have a clear advantage. Coaching. Popovich is one of the best in the business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Spoelstra, you know, I think he's living off talent. But hey.
Like another coach we know.
Yeah. Oh, here you go.
I didn't say who. I just said like
Hey,
another coach we
LD,
know.
we do have, we know you're a big fan of Penn State. We do have someone going to Penn State, you know, with us today.
Yeah, I think that Mr. Thorpe will be a real asset for the basketball team. And believe me, they need the help. I was just wondering, the Luther brothers, I wonder what college they plan to go to.
Uh-oh, they're going to break the news right here on the show. Go
Oh!
ahead. Yeah, I like that.
Thanks, LD, for asking that.
No, I don't know where I'm gonna, or I don't know where I want to go yet. I'm gonna wait this summer and play this AAU season out.
Who's looking at you right now?
Right now, Duquesne, George Washington, and New Hampshire, and then
You must be smart.
I'm not that smart, but and then a couple other.
He
schools,
went to Gateway, so he's not used to that.
and a couple other schools like Columbia, Penn,
Okay.
stuff like that. But I actually have no. I don't even know. I actually have no idea. I'm just taking it all in and deciding what I like.
You guys hope to go to the same school?
Possibly if it
Okay.
works out that way.
Yeah, we always get that question, like whether we want to go to the same school or not. But I just figured just play it out and see how it goes. But I figured I still have a lot of time to decide, so we'll just see what the best opportunity is.
Okay.
I just have one more question. Do they think they can beat Newcastle next year?
You knew it was coming.
You knew it was.
I mean, it's definitely going to be tough. I know they lost a couple of great players. They graduated the past year, but
Should be right there.
you know, they're defending champs, and it's kind of tough losing to them because I know pretty much all the kids on the team, and I play AAU with them, so I'm real good friends with them. So every time I see them, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. So
I definitely think we can. I mean, Geno can attest to that. That they're a really good, well-coached team. Play hard. They play the right way. But I think we're gonna have to beat them this year because I'm tired of seeing their pictures on Twitter of them with their Whippeal championship rings.
Me too.
Hey, LD.
Yeah.
In the gym in Newcastle, is there 3 fears? Fear of loud noises, fear of high heights, and the fear of Gateway.
Oh my.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't know about that Gateway part.
Did you see the game this year?
Hey, Newcastle stayed AAA until the dynasty of Gateway graduated, man.
Dynasty. Oh,
Dynasty.
Dynasty.
3 straight WPIL
Watch
appearances.
how you appearances, 2 championships,
2 championships.
and only went as far as the quarterfinals with all that talent in this
How many state titles, Smoking
And
Jim?
if Pitt would have gave 3 scholarships to Gateway, they'd have been in the Final Four last year instead of everybody defecting.
Oh, man.
Well, Jim, maybe one of these days Gateway will win something.
It just won't be in football.
Well, right now they got 55 scholarship athletes playing football in college right now, which is #1 in the country, and they're getting ready to open the floodgates into the NFL. By the next 5 years, there'll be more Gateway players in the NFL than any other school in the country. Move over, Woodland Hills and Aliquippa.
All I know is Woodland Hills has the most right now.
Period. Gateway has what, 1?
And Woodland Hills gets to pick from 10 different communities.
Another bitter Gateway Gator.
Okay, fellas, take it easy.
All right,
Hey,
LD.
thanks, LD.
I got a question for the Luthers. Your cousin's to the Shanahan, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what's a family outing like at a basketball game between y'all two? I'm sure your dad was a great athlete. Your brother Bill. Oh, dad wasn't. And then you throw in my. Because you shook your head no. I'm like, oh. No, he shook his head no. That's how I'm like, oh. My fault. Okay. Dad was a great athlete. I'm just saying he shook his head no. My fault. But you factor in that Bill, and then you factor in the Shanahans too. So what's a family outing like in a pickup basketball game?
I mean, we used to play a lot more than we do. My uncles are getting older, making excuses. But, a lot of times they'll be like, oh, I just have my dress shoes, and then by the end of the night they'll be out there playing. But it gets pretty intense. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy when we all get together. All the conversations about sports, or critiquing our games, or telling what we should do and how we should win, and everyone has their own opinion. But yeah, we definitely have some good games in the backyard, a couple 2-on-2 games, so it's fun.
I got one for Geno, too. Back, what was it, 6th grade, AAU, you and Devin Wilson used to be at backcourt.
Wow.
Man,
Wow.
who would win that one-on-one game?
It would always go back and forth. When we were younger, Devin used to give me a little bit, but I mean, as we got older, I started taking over. And, we were great together in the backcourt. I used to love playing with Devin. He's a great player. I think he's going to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Virginia Tech. Yeah.
For basketball?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for basketball.
basketball.
And yeah, he's very good. He taught me a lot when I was younger. There was a lot of stuff I didn't really know at the guard position, and Devin was a little more advanced to me when I was younger, and he definitely taught me a lot. I'm glad I got to play with him.
Until you started focusing on basketball more.
Right.
Who do you pattern your game after, Kobe or somebody else? Who do you?
No, not really. I'm a big fan of Jason Terry.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Anybody who knows me would tell you that. And I watch Jason Terry all the time.
You talk as much as a Jet?
A little bit, maybe. But anything that Jason Terry does, I try to add to my game, and I'm just a fan of him.
Okay. I think that's the first. Hey, can we run those clips? We did have some clips that we were able to pull from the internet. Can we run those clips right now? Now, Geno, how did you come about going to Penn State? I mean, what were you looking for? And you had some schools after you. What about Penn State made you say, you know what, that's the school for me?
Well, I took a couple visits when I was a junior. After my AAU season, going into Shaler, the open gyms were crazy. Different coaches coming in, and when I talked to Pat Chambers, the new head coach of Penn State, I got to take an official and unofficial visit, and he basically told me coming in, we're an on-the-rise program. He was coming out of Villanova, and he coached at Boston and went straight to Penn State. And he was telling me how, he wanted me to come in and do all I can, and, he needs guys like me. And then once I committed, the only reason I did really commit so early is because that was a trust factor between me and him. And it was where I felt comfortable. It was close to home. And, the campus was just beautiful. It sucked me in, and once I committed, we had got another commit named Brandon Austin. Now, Brandon Austin's from North Philly. He's currently signed with Providence, but he decommitted throughout the season, and which was a big loss for us. But Penn State's where I wanted to go. My uncles went there, and it was just an easy option for me once.
Who were some of the schools on your final list? Was Rutgers on there?
Yes, me and Mike Rice were very close. Me and Mike Rice were very close. When Mike Rice was at Robert Morris, he started talking to me, and then when he moved to Rutgers, yes, he was recruiting me, and I took my unofficial there. So Rutgers, Kansas State, Marquette, Wisconsin, and then Penn State.
What's the biggest piece of advice you can offer to Colin Luther if you haven't told them already? But
I think it would just be to keep working hard. I think they both lived up, to the potential that they were, and the hype, and they're only going to get better. I think they had a great junior year. They fell short a little bit, but I think senior year, they're going to get it done, in my opinion.
Geno, you think you're going to start at Penn State? Or what? We know there's some young guards, but I guess someone just declared for the NBA, so that opens up some spots.
Well, yeah, Tim Frazier was a starting point guard last year. It was his senior year, and he got hurt and asked for a 5th year by the NCAA, and they granted him it. So, I mean, he's going to be the starting point guard, and I'll be backing him up. Okay. So I'll probably be coming off the bench, most likely.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Also, now, again, the number to call, 412-231-2288. Only got a few more minutes left, man. This hour went so quick, man. The phones are blowing up with you guys. We have a lot of young kids that watch the show. What can you all tell them about the whole recruiting process? Because, well, Geno, you already made your decision, and I guess you guys are going through it. What can you tell some of the younger kids watching the show about this whole recruiting process? Whoever. Let's go
ahead, Colin.
Ryan, you got the mic.
Yeah, I mean, definitely this past year for me, the recruiting was definitely been really busy, and a lot of coaches calling and texting. But the main advice I could give to anyone coming into my situation or in any sport is just, listen to what the coaches have to tell you, and listen what they're saying, and don't just pick a school blindly just because, oh, I like that school or whatever. Think of the school that would fit you best and give you the best opportunity to succeed. So.
You said the Texan. Now, who was the coach? Kelvin Simpson, who got in trouble for texting too much. What was that, like when you started getting texts from, these Division I coaches? I mean, what's that process like? You're like, who was this coach? Go ahead. Whoever.
Well, for me, it was a little different because I committed a little bit early. I think the advice I can give to anyone or any young kid who's being recruited is just to take your time. It's very important to make the right decision. And just because you have, an offer from a big-time school doesn't mean it's the right decision for you. And I think it's important to weigh all your options out, the pros and cons, and just try to make your best decision.
Okay.
Some advice I could give is probably, mine's just starting to heat up a little bit. I think it's overwhelming at first. I mean, and I think kids could get easily, kids our age could easily get caught up in the whole aspect of basketball or football, whatever sport you're playing. But you got to look at yourself and look at the school that or if a school offers you, got to look at how you would fit that school or that team or that coaching staff. You don't want to go to a place just because of the basketball or just because you've always wanted to go there. Maybe you don't know anything about it. You want to, like Geno said, take your time and really look at the academics and how you would fit into that program, not just that team.
Okay. All right.
Can I make it official for the Luthers? I got a letter of intent to the University of Gateway for you guys. Not too late, baby.
Hey, real quick, I do want to run.
The way to winning basketball.
Of course. Can we run the LeBron James clips? We do have some clips. Got to get your opinion on this. LeBron is back at the championship.
Second greatest player next to Will Chamberlain.
Kobe, Jordan. I don't know how much of Jordan's career, you guys are all young. You all probably saw a lot of highlights. What do you guys think? I mean, if you had your choice between the three of them in their prime, who are you taking? Start with you first, Ryan.
Who are the three?
LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan. That's the argument that people just keep having.
I mean, saying now, I haven't really seen Jordan in his prime, and obviously I've seen most of Kobe, but I'd say Kobe's more MJ than LeBron, because LeBron's more of a facilitator. LeBron can control the floor, guard all 5 positions. He's more of a point guard than anything else, and I think MJ and Kobe are more scorers and shooters, and LeBron's just a lot bigger and stronger. So I think their games are different. So
who would you take then? That's a good political answer. If you were running for office, you'd have my vote. But we need one. That was great though, man. You got a career in politics. That was great.
I'm still have to say MJ. I mean, LeBron, if he gets his rings up, maybe, but.
Okay. I like if he gets his rings up. I like that.
How much of Michael did you guys see? You guys are young. You all saw old Mike with the Wizards.
I saw none of them. I never seen Michael Jordan play live for the Bulls or the Wizards.
Oh, wow.
Man, I make us feel all old over here.
Right?
Yo.
I'd probably have to go with LeBron personally, because the only game I really remember watching of Jordan was, I actually do remember watching his last game when he played for the Wizards. So, I mean, I didn't really see that much of him. I know the old folks out there are probably probably pretty heated right now, but from what I see right now, definitely LeBron just to
You're
win.
right. LeBron was better than Michael.
All right.
I think I'd have to take Kobe.
Kobe.
And only because knowing Kobe, I mean, he's a killer. And he's not afraid to take game-winning shots.
Yeah, he works hard, too.
He's not afraid to take all the shots. If you ask Dwight Howard and Steve Nash and anybody else this year. Kel, I know you wanted to weigh in on this as we get ready to wrap up.
Actually, I think Ryan gave the perfect answer. He really did, because
Political assassin.
no, I agree with you. He's over here.
Yeah.
No, because it's true. You look at LeBron. LeBron has a stat. He can have 20 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He's a stat stuffer. He's a distributor. It would be easy to pick LeBron, but there's a part of me that just don't want to go with Jordan, just because I remember Mike. I used to dream to be like Mike during people my age. Mm-hmm. But if you pick LeBron or if you pick Kobe, I have no problem with who you pick on that one. You can't go wrong. But what can I say? For my age generation, I'll be prone to Michael Jordan.
Smoker Jim, we know you know all football.
Yeah,
you know this is basketball, so.
Well, Oscar Robertson was better than Kobe and Michael Jordan. He averaged a triple-double for a whole season. But LeBron James was better than all three of those. He's the second greatest basketball player of all time. The greatest basketball player of all time is Wilt Chamberlain. There'll never be another one of him.
And he's showing his age, too.
Oscar, okay. Yeah, Wilt was definitely, I'm going to have to go with LeBron. You know, I know what you're going to say, Kel. I wasn't an MJ fan, but I think when you look at LeBron, you're talking about Karl Malone with a jump shot and a handle. I mean, you know, LeBron's game will translate when he's later in his career. He's just going to go down and be Karl Malone. Right now, we're looking at a guy, 6'8", 260, that can handle like a point guard, that can pass like magic, that can dominate underneath. We might never see another guy like that again. I mean, we might never see a Jordan either, but a guy that big that can do all those skills, that's pretty impressive. Chasing down point guards, blocking them from behind. I mean, he's, I think.
Well, we've seen something similar with Terrell Pryor. He could have been the same way in the NBA.
Okay, all right, he's playing football and trying to get off the practice squad with the Raiders, Smoking Jim. That's my boy and all, but come on, we're talking about the elite of the elite. And I think LeBron is definitely that player. I think because Jordan came up through the ESPN and all that, he gets so much hype. He was the greatest two-guard ever, but he gets so much more hype because ESPN was trying to really build their network when he was in his prime, so he gets that much hype. And I think LeBron, you know, due to the decision, you know, and all that other stuff, he doesn't get the credit that he really deserves. I mean, you look at him, when he left Cleveland, they went from, you know, a contender to getting the #1 pick 2 out of the next 3 years. I mean, come on, this guy's a tremendous athlete, one of the best players, a team player, and I think a leader.
Where's he going to go after next year? Because this Heat is done after this season, don't you believe?
Well, okay, you're saying they're done, but they're playing in a championship.
But I said after this year, don't you think?
Well, we'll see, man.
If I was him, I'd jump to another team in another year.
We'll see what happens, but let this season play out. I'm going to make my prediction now. I think we didn't get your predictions yet, did we? As far as the Spurs,
Yeah, the Heat, they all Heat.
No.
I want the Spurs to win, but I think the Heat are going to win in 6.
Okay. And you two both?
Heat in 6.
Okay. Smoker Jill?
We already know who he's picking.
Heat and Boston Bruins.
See, I was trying to stay away from the Pens talk. We didn't have Mike here. They got Mike sick, so sick he didn't even come to the show.
Let's just see if the Pens come out and fight. And when I say fight, I mean like fight to win, not fight and literally get in a fight, play to win.
One guy got a reconstructive jaw, and you want him to fight?
No, I said fight to win. Go out and come to play. Come to play the game.
Hey, once again, I want to thank Geno. I want to thank Ryan and Colin Luther. They couldn't make the banquet, but they took time out to come to our live show. Really appreciate that.
Hope y'all had fun.
Yeah, our dynamic duo. They're going to be back for more. We can't wait to see them.
Like Geno,
and then we can
watch. Right.
And we can watch Geno at Penn State. He's going to get them to the tournament. Hopefully, he can do some damage in the tournament. Definitely. Thank you, guys. Thank all the parents for bringing
Thanks for having us.
We really appreciate it. Any last words? We only got 1 minute left. Shout outs.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for
Just
coming.
Thank you for the invite to the banquet. Sorry you couldn't make it, and thanks for having on the show. It was great.
All right. Hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Check us out on the website, scsportsworld.com, and also on our Facebook page, SC Sports World. On that note, we'll check you out next time. Peace.